Welcome and greetings from New Mexico. This is the second part of a video I'm doing on making copper cuff. And in this video, I'm going to be working on details. So just a few words, like I'm not an expert in any of this. It's just, this last month I've been really inspired to follow up and learn about tensor rings, and made a few with copper. And then I saw a copper cuff at a store that I really liked, and I was inspired to make one. And so this whole month has been copper. And I'm gonna make a video in terms of tensor rings, what they are, and why I decided to look into it. And I made a few. I've got one around my forearm right now, and for what purpose, and how I'm utilizing them as a tool. So anyway, so I have some basic tools, and with those tools and the copper available in town, like the scrap yards, I've got to drive a bit to get to the scrap yard, so I decided to buy a 6 foot 3/4 inch copper pipe, and using a grinder, cut it down to a specific length, anywhere from 6 inch to 7 inch, depending on wrist size. And then, with a torch, heat it, it gets soft, and then with some basic tools like a round hammer, and I'm going to show you guys in case anyone watching is interested, but with some basic tools in that part one, and in my copper cuff making journey, I'm making some cuffs from that 6 foot pipe. And what I'm working on today is to put some more details on where I left off in part one. So I think what I'm going to do is take the phone off the tripod quick and just give you guys a quick tour of the tools I'm going to be using and the setup. And super basic setup. And it's more, for me as an artist, I love to follow my passion and see where it goes. Some of the, like I do leather work, so some of the tooling stamps that I use for leather, I found that I could use it on the copper because it gets pretty soft, and I can start using it to contour the shape. So let me take the phone off. So I'm using a hammer with a round and the flat. This set, like a doming making set I got from Harbor Freight a year ago for another project. And then this is a leather tooling stamp I'm using, and this was a piece off a throwing knife that broke off, that I'm utilizing this part of it. And then if you guys watched part one, I'm basically hammering on this wood. This is where I left off, and the process is really to heat it up. I'm using this torch and some water in a can. And so the process is to heat it up. The copper is gonna change color. You'll see it. And at that point, put it in water. It's soft enough, and then tool it, and then keep doing that until I'm happy with, you know, the details. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the tripod again. Kind of figuring out which one of these works in the grooves. So let's start with this. I think the more detail, the cooler it will look once it's finished, patinaed. Because the patina will have more spots to interact with, you know, or less, but there's more contrast. Then this spot here, I want to try to flatten out a little bit. Start working some details. This teardrop, to me it almost looks like a tree root, or you know, something tree-like. So I want to give as much details in this area as possible. Like if I salt, vinegar, ammonia, patina it, the detailed grooves might have more of an area for the salt to catch, and then hence patina different. I don't know, I'm just experimenting, and that's part of the fun of it for me. And each one This is the 4th one. I've got 3 that are in patina mode right now. And I wanted to share with this one, kind of start to finish on YouTube. So what I'm doing with this is sometimes I just bang it one, in the same spot, and sometimes I drag it. I find when I drag it, it just makes it much more smoother transitions. These valleys, and I prefer that. Yeah, it's already, I can already see the difference from before, where it was super smooth before. I'm digging it. Okay, a little bit more banging. Get the heat going on it again. All right. So let's see if the tripod video setup's gonna work somewhat. Okay, there you go. Okay, so I think what I want to do now is maybe flatten the area. So if almost this is the tree root, maybe flatten the in-betweens, give it more definition. I don't know, mate. I don't know. All right.
Really cool shape. I'm digging it. Yeah, like let's work some of the spots that are getting defined already, like here. There you go. Maybe one there. There you go. Oh, I'm digging this. All right, 4. Nice. Let's give this one a big bang here. All right, I gotta stop. My dog's thirsty. I will resume this as soon as I give some water to my dogs and give them their food, and I'll be back in about half an hour. All right, thanks guys. Okay, so let's see, we left off here. It's feeling pretty stiff. I'm gonna fire it up again. Get it soft and damn some more. Try, dude. It's gonna hurt again. Okay. I'm just straightening it out. Every time you punch, since the copper is soft, until it hardens up, you know, it curves the copper to one side. So just straightening it up a bit. And every time I bang, it hardens the copper. So it's just that constant dance. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to make something like this with the basic tools. And then, you know, usually for me, the process of learning and making something new gives me the opportunity to see if I, you know, if I'm drawn toward it, if I resonate with it, and I want to get more tools. And shaping and, you know, tooling like this is something that I've always loved. From making, you know, wooden slingshots when I was a kid, just making stuff. And for me, this, you know, I don't know if you guys saw some of the examples of the morning lines, but some of the lines that I've been drawing, it's very organic in the morning lines journal that I've been keeping, and it reminds me of that a little bit. there's still water inside, and every time I hammer, a little bit squishes out from the quenching. I think what I might do is on the final fire up, I might just let it cool down without the water. Really digging how this is turning out. Like, I'm even wondering in some of the spots here, I don't know, maybe inlay some stones, I don't know. Usually when I make something in that process of making it, and you know, during the day, and then I wake up the next day, I look at it again, and it usually, you know, I'm kind of working with the material and not rushing it, and just kind of seeing what works with what's, you know, what's there in front of me. And I like, when I was younger, I used to rush things a lot more. And in this chapter of my life, it feels good to, yeah, to not be in a rush and just enjoy the process, and, you know, seeing what the material wants next, kind of thing. And usually the more of something you do, the more you learn. You know. All right, let's fire this up again. All right, I'm gonna fire this up again, and then get some water, bring some water out for little girly and Ito-san. I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna bring your water out, Bubba. All right, let's do this, amigo. Let's do this. I think this will be probably the last time. I'm gonna stamp it and then fire it up. it sit overnight. Okay, it's starting to rain, and pretty happy with where I'm at. I think I'm gonna hammer a few and then pack up and go from there. If I'm happy, I'll post the video. If I want to work on some more details, I'll continue. Awesome. All right. So this is where we're at. Come on, focus. I'm digging it. Okay, so I cleaned it with some vinegar and salt. And you can tell, like, some of the grooves, like right there, some of the grooves I can work on the details or stop, right? It just depends on how refined I want to get. And for me, I'm in no rush. Like, this whole process is something that gives me joy, and I'm learning a bunch. So I think for this video, I'm gonna end at this phase, and I'm gonna work some of these spots and get it finished to the point where it's ready to get patinaed, and then I'll share a video with that process and kind of what I go through for getting this patinaed and ready and then shaped to put around the wrist. Cool. Well, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, much love. And yeah, feels good to follow passion and learn. And yeah, I'm really digging how, like, the details here are looking. It's just very cool. All right. creative journey continues.